Hello, my name's Andrew Brooks. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this episode we're going to be thinking about the Back to the Egg Archive Collection Edition. Hello, and thank you for joining me once again on the YouTube channel. This time we're going to be looking at and thinking about the Back to the Egg Archive Edition. Now, there hasn't been one announced yet, much to my disappointment. It is my favourite Wings album, and like all the other archive editions which have come out, it should be packed full of bonus things. So I've just been thinking, what will be in it? What should be in it? So I'll just go back a little bit. The nearest thing we've had to some sort of box set is this one here, which is the I believe is what the press kit came in, and it's big enough for you to put your regular album in. It's a nice 12-inch square sturdy box, and as I say, this is probably the nearest thing we've had to any sort of box set for it. I'll open it up so you can see what's inside. There we go. So we've got a nice Back to the Egg t-shirt. We've got some advertising blurb for the press. We've got the front cover with lyrics on the back. We have a very nice Back to the Egg Wings sticker, which has been unstuck, not been used yet. We have a Back to the Egg, oops, he says dropping it on the floor. We have a Back to the Egg keyring, as you can see there. We also have, I've got a couple of these, Wings Back to the Egg plastic carrier bags. We have a couple, we've got a couple of Back to the Egg pin badges, buttons to our American friends. We have a nice postcard of the album cover. There we are. And then also included were these sort of cigarette card style little portraits of the band. So that's Paul's one, and then there's writing about him there. Then we've got Linda's one. And then we've got Denny Lane's, Lawrence, and last but not least, Steve Holly, drummer. So that's what came in the press kit. As far as I can tell, I may be missing a couple of items, but as far as I can tell, that's mainly what came in the box set. No album, unless you've got your free copy, and then you could just pop it in there as well. But I think that's quite a nice sort of idea for the box set. Maybe you could include some stuff there from the press kit. Now, there was also a picture disc, which I don't have. I'd love a picture disc of Back to the Egg, and they have been counterfeited, so maybe I'll have to pick up a counterfeit one to pop in there. This is my original 1979 issue of Back to the Egg. Funnily enough, it's the only vinyl of it I actually own. So there we are. So this is the UK one. Same pictures as on the cigarette cards appears on the back, and then obviously we've got the die cut hole so you can see the label. And this one is the sunny side up, and obviously the other side is over easy. And then they've got this spectacular photo on the back, and I've only just recently found out, thanks to a friend of mine, that this is actually the ceiling of some Italian cathedral or the like. So that's the album. So thinking about what we would like in the archive set, obviously some of them things in the press kit would be nice, some badges, the t-shirt, you know, the writing, the lyrics, and I'm sure all that will be put in a book. You won't actually get the physical item, but you'll see pictures of it in the book. Just thinking about other things. April 1778 is the first sort of incarnation of any Back to the Egg thing, and that's when they started working on daytime, nighttime suffering, way back, sort of, over a year before the album came out. May 78, it then moved on. They did a couple of tracks same time next year, and I can't think of any others. Cage, and yeah, same time next year actually has come out as the B-side of Put It There in 1990 as a single. So yeah, so other tracks which were recorded at the Spirit of Ranakan studio, which is now called Rouge Studio, Paul's studio in Scotland. So we had Cage, Crawl of the Wild, which I haven't actually heard. We had Maisie, which was a Lawrence Juba track, which he has since released on one of his albums. We've got Weep for Love, which was a Denny Laine track, which has also since come out on Japanese Tears, and that's the McCartney version of it as well. So if you want the Wings version of Weep for Love, it's on Japanese Tears. And we had a very early recording of Ballroom Dancing, and they were all recorded about the same time as the album basic tracks were recorded up in Scotland. And then it moved on to September. We went to Lympney Castle, where they recorded more of the tracks. October, it moved to Studio 2 at Abbey Road for the Rockestra theme recording with all the various celebrity guitarists taking part. And then it moved from Abbey Road to Paul's Replica Studios, which are in the basement of MPL, or were in the basement of MPL in Soho Square. I believe that room is now just used as a storage unit, and where he keeps all the files and everything like that. Or another track which would be great to hear on this archive collection would be Denny Laine's version of Getting Closer. So thinking of these tracks which have come out on bootleg, we've got one here called, I don't know if you can see it, it's called Cold Cuts, and on the back of this you can see we've got Cage and same time next year. These were how you got the tracks before downloads, before YouTube, before Spotify. You had to go out and buy these vinyl bootleg albums, and as you can see, it's just full of unreleased Wing stuff. So that was a really great album, one of my favourite bootlegs. So as I say, so we're now getting a few extra bonus tracks. We're also looking at some videos now. So obviously, Back to the Egg, there was the Back to the Egg film, which was basically a video album. Lots of the tracks had their own little videos on it. The single that came out before the album was a version of Goodnight Tonight, a 12-inch single of it, and there's a video for it. That's the 12-inch single just there, and the video for it came out, and they're all slick back hair and a sort of 1930s style-y. But apparently there are 5 different versions of that video that were recorded that day. So we've only seen the one. I have never seen any alternate versions ever. But yeah, so there's 5 different versions of that. Now, just looking onto CDs. So that's the issue that came out in the UK originally on CD. Then we got the sort of the Paul McCartney collection version, which had 3 bonus tracks on it. So we had Daytime, Nighttime Suffering, which, as I say, was a single but never appeared on the album. And then we had Wonderful Christmas Time, which was the Christmas track from 1979, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reggae, which was the B-side. So they've now appeared on there. So there's 3 more tracks, which we will be getting, no doubt, on the archive collection. So what other things could they possibly put? I've listed a few of the tracks there. So anyway, we have this bootleg here on CD. I don't know if you can see it. It's called Eggs Up, and basically it's an alternative Back to the Egg album, as it says there. So we have Reception, which is a really long version of it, and it incorporates the speech bit on the album as well. And then we've got Cage. Then we've got Denny Laine's version of Getting Closer. and it goes into alternate versions of We're Open Tonight, Spin It On, Old Sam, So Again and Again Again, To You, Arrow Through Me, After the Ball, Million Miles, Winter Roads, Love Awake, The Broadcast, the Rockestra theme, and So Glad to See You Here. So that's all on this bootleg called Eggs Up. Good bootleg if you can get it. Other things that we could have would be from the concerts, because there was a tour in '79, so which they recorded in Glasgow. I spoke to Lawrence Juba about this, and apparently the only concert which was recorded properly, mixed, but Jeff Emmerich, etc., was the Glasgow gig, and that's where the live Coming Up on the B-side of Coming Up, the studio version single, that's where that was recorded, and if you listen to that you can tell it's mixed proper. However, there is a bootleg of the whole show, which is called this one here. Basically it's called Last Flight, Wings Last Flight, and it has the entire Glasgow show in it. It has, I'll show you the track list in there, and as well as that it has the Concert for Kampuchea tracks which were performed by Wings, and those Kampuchea tracks are the very last recordings of Wings. It was the last time Wings ever performed live together. Obviously there was some studio work done for Tug of War which Denny was on, and there's also some footage of Lawrence and Steve rehearsing some Tug of War stuff with Paul. But the Kampuchea gig in Hammersmith was the very last performance from Wings. What other things could we have in there? Well, as I said, the tour was going ahead, and then unfortunately in January '79, before the release of the album, Paul was going to go to Japan, and unfortunately he got arrested as he entered the country for possession of marijuana. So the gigs all got cancelled. However, it was too late to cancel any of the promotional stuff. So for the tour, we've got the Japanese tour program for a gig that never actually happened. And that's the back of it. And it comes in this very natty sort of cardboard folder. We take it out, and inside is the tour program. I'll just fold that down so it doesn't get damaged. Thank you. So there is the tour program on the front, and on the back it's got a still from the Spin It On location, and inside it is just chock-a-block. I'm trying to get it so it's not shining, of photos of the band, and it looks like an awesome gigs. Unfortunately I was too young to attend any of the Wings gigs, but these are all photos taken from that time, most of them taken by Linda. Now my friend Simon Rogers, who I have to thank for providing me with some of this information and some ideas of what we would hope, he actually saw Wings in London in '79, I believe at the Hammersmith Odeon. Right, okay, so we've now covered the tour. There's obviously UK tour programs, and maybe a replica of that could be in there. Then there's lots of, there's the video, and there's also lots of interviews which was given around the time to promote the album. Things like Capital Radio in London, Radio Luxembourg, and in the States you had Geraldo Rivera. He was also given the Guinness World Record for the most sales ever by an artist, and all that is covered in news footage. He appeared on a children's UK TV show called Tiswas, which was just total chaos. There was custard pies and things like that being thrown. Obviously any recordings from the tour, we know that Glasgow was professionally recorded, but I'm pretty sure there must be some film footage and audio recordings of the other gigs. We've got the Kampuchea film, which has also got Wings' last performance in it, and obviously we've got the drug bust news footage as well, which is probably something he'd want to skirt around and probably wouldn't include in the box set. But what other things were issued at the time? So just looking back through my club sandwich collection from that era, so as you can see, we've got some Back to the Egg stuff inside. I'm not going to show you inside, but it's got pictures from inside Replica Studios there, and then obviously stuff which is happening at the time. We've actually got one which is called Back to the Egg. So all of these, they could produce replicas of these, like they did for the one in Flaming Pie, I believe. So there's in uniform, and in the back we've got some stuff from Old Siamsa there. We've got the Raving On, which was the Buddy Holly 79 Buddy Holly gig, which Paul often took part in, and then we've also got the 1980 Wings Tour special, which obviously the UK part happened, but any other countries didn't. So I'm just putting it out there that there's lots and lots and lots of stuff which we could have within the Back to the Egg archive, and it's, as I said, it's my favourite album, and I'm so looking forward to actually getting the Back to the Egg archive edition, just to see what's in it and what they've missed out, because you know you're going to look at it. I mean, I'm one of these people who put everything in it. I want to see everything, you know. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, somewhere down here, I believe it is, there's a subscribe button, and it's been on throughout the whole video. And then up here you've got a couple more videos, including my Wings 79 tour video. That's another little watch there for you, and there'll be another video link. But please subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, always happy to answer. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.